Good morning, dear children. A very happy and a prosperous new year to you and also your family members. I hope you all have enjoyed your winter break. But along with entertainment fun, you might have also opened the books. But now the time has come to again resume with our online classes. Today we are going to start with chapter 7 of history, and the name of the chapter is New Questions and Ideas. Children, you all might be familiar with the names Gautam Buddha and Mahavir. Today in this chapter we are going to study about the life story of these two famous and the religious personalities and how they started with the different religion. So let's start with the explanation of the chapter New Questions and Ideas. So children, I was telling you about the new questions and ideas. Here we will be studying about Gautam Buddha. First, let's have a quick look at the story of the Buddha. Siddharth, he was also known as Gautam. He was born 2500 years ago and he belonged to a small Ghana known as the Sakya Ghana, and he was a Kshatriya. And children, do you know he left the comforts of his home in search of knowledge. He attended the meetings and he held discussions with other thinkers, and he finally decided to find his own path to attain realization, to attain knowledge. And children, he meditated for days and days under a peepal tree at Bodh Gaya in Bihar, and finally under the tree in Bihar he attained enlightenment, that is, he attained the full knowledge. He then went to Sarnath, a place near Varanasi, where he taught for the first time. He delivered his lectures and he taught the people his teachings. He spent the rest of his life traveling on foot, going from place to place and giving his teachings and preachings to the people. And finally, he passed away at Kusinara. And children, these are the places where he traveled. He traveled, that's Lumbini, Kushinagar, Sarnath, and finally at Bodh Gaya. So these were the places he traveled and delivered his teachings. Then let's have a quick look at Buddha's 4 noble truths. First, he said, life has inevitable suffering. There is a cause to our suffering. There is an end to suffering. The end to suffering is contained in the Eightfold Path. So what were his 4 noble truths? He said that life has inevitable suffering, that is, life has the different ups and downs, the different types of sufferings in everyone's life, and there is a cause, the reason for the suffering, and there is even an end to suffering. And he said the end to suffering is contained in the Eightfold Paths. He also taught people to be kind and to respect the lives of others, including animals. He believed that the results of our actions, which is known as karma, which is either good or bad, affect us both in this life and even in the next life. The Buddha taught in the language of the ordinary people, Prakrit, so that everybody could understand his message. And these is the places where he traveled, where he moved place to place on foot, delivering his speeches, his teachings, his lectures. Children, this is the story of Kisa Gautami. You can read the story and enjoy it. This is a famous story about the Buddha, and it is a story says that once there was a woman called Kisa Gautami whose son died, and she was so sad that she roamed from the streets of the city carrying the child with her, asking for everyone's help to bring his child back to life. Then a kind man took her to the Buddha. The Buddha said she requested Buddha also to bring his child back to life. And do you know what did Buddha answer? Buddha said, "Bring me a handful of mustard seeds and I will bring your child back to life." Kisa Gautami was very happy that he simply demanded a handful of mustard seeds. She was very happy and she started off at once to go and bring the seeds. But the Buddha gently stopped and said, "The seeds which you are going to bring should come from the house of a family where nobody has died." And Kisa Gautami, though happy, she went from door to door. But what was the end? She never found a single house where nobody had died. In each and every house, she found either father, mother, sister, brother, or any one of the family member had died. So children, what do you think? By this story, what Buddha was trying to teach the mother who was unhappy? Can you guess? Yes, he was trying to teach Kisa Gautami that everyone who comes to this world has to die one fine day, and nobody can be exempted from this reality. Now children, we are going to study about Upanishads. Everybody has heard this word Upanishads. What are these? Upanishads, some of the thinkers, children, they wanted to know about life after death, and then at many times there might be questions coming in your mind. What happens to the people after their death? And same, the thinkers also wanted to know. They wanted to know why sacrifices should be performed, why different rituals should be performed. So many of these thinkers felt that there was something permanent in the universe that would last even after death. So the thinkers felt that there is something permanent which is there in this world, in this universe, even after the death of the person. And many of the ideas, it was recorded in the Upanishads. Upanishad literally means approaching and sitting near, and the texts contain conversations between teachers and students. So Upanishads means approaching and sitting near, and the text, what the written material in Upanishads, it contains just the conversation between teachers and its students. Most Upanishadic thinkers, they were men, and especially they were Brahmins and Rajas. women thinkers like Gargi. She was famous for her learning and participated in debates which were held in royal courts. Poor people, they rarely took part in these discussions and debates, and one famous exception was Satyakama Jabala, who was named after his mother, the slave woman Jabali. Many of the ideas of the Upanishads, they were later developed by the famous thinker Shankaracharya. Panini, the grammarian. This was also the time when other scholars were at work. One of the most famous scholar was Panini, who prepared a grammar for Sanskrit. He arranged the vowels and the consonants. He arranged the vowels and the consonants in a special order and then used these to create formulae like those found in algebra. So, children, Panini, he was a grammarian who arranged the vowels and the consonants in a special order, and then those were used to create formulae like which is found in algebra. Now, children, Jainism. You all are familiar with the word Jainism and even the caste Jains. So, the last and 24th Tirthankar of the Jains, Vardhaman Mahavira, and he was born 2500 years ago. He was a Kshatriya prince of the Licchavis, it was a group that was part of the Vajji Sangha. So, in our next class, we are going to study about Jainism. We are going to study about Jainism, and we are going to study about Mahavir, who was the founder of Jainism. Today, we studied about Gautam Buddha. Children, go through the chapter, read the chapter, and mark all the teachings, the noble truth, the four noble truths above which was given by Gautam Buddha. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a good day.